4, 3.
Thank you.
Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It is lunchtime in Rome. Tonight is episode 166, entitled The Best Food Ever. Woo-woo. Let's just take some time and talk about the best food we've ever had. Everyone loves to eat, and tonight we celebrate the best of it. Pull up a seat at the table and join us. First-time listeners, you can subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Watch us live at lunchtimeinrome.com/live or listen directly on lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, you can take our relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media, and it would be great if you gave us a 5-star review. Jay, what specifically is this podcast about?
Being alone is the worst. Good times aren't as good, and bad times are worse when you're all alone. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. That is how you keep people from being alone, and what this podcast is all about. We demonstrate that in the first 15 minutes of the podcast, and we talk about it for the rest. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is lunchtime in Rome.
Oh, man. Rome does sound pretty relaxing right now. Sitting on the veranda. Is that an Italian thing?
Sure.
The lanai.
I don't. Okay.
That sounds more French.
I trust
don't
you.
know.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
So, how's everybody doing?
Good.
I don't know why I'm asking you, because I'm supposed to be answering how I'm doing.
How about you just talk?
We're just talking.
You know, I haven't been here in 6 weeks.
Right?
We're having a good time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I have been. I've been out. I've been, and I've said before, I like to leave for a couple weeks so that I can make a grand reappearance and be like, hey, guys, I'm back. But this time it's just been like, I think I did mention it a couple weeks ago when I was last on, just a lot of family stuff, a lot of health things happening with family, and I don't want to get into the details too much, but man, this has been like, not like the most tragic thing in my life or the saddest time or anything, but it has been the most trying mentally and like in some ways physically, because it's just like it goes on and on with all the things that Amy and I are tasked to deal with right now, and it is heavy.
Yeah, it's got to be excruciatingly mental work that you're like, and it's not good mental work. It's essential what you're doing, but it also is unfair that you have to do it and the way that you have to do it. And so, we've just kind of been following along with you as you've shared details of what's going on, and every single time it's just like that trumps what just happened the last thing you said,
right? Things keep stacking on top of other things, and it doesn't. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eric and I got into this website years and years ago, and it turned out to be this crazy project that went for way longer than it should have.
Sage Graphics.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's
you didn't want to mention it, but
I didn't want to mention that, but it turned out to, like, I became a good problem solver.
Yeah.
A lot of it was because of that. And so, like, there was one time where we were just like, what do we do? How do we get out of this? And I was like, this is like a maze. And so we've just started talking about it's like a maze. And as you and Amy continue to describe what's going on, I'm like, it's like a maze.
Yeah.
Like every time you turn a corner and think, okay, this might be the way that we get out. Nope, there's another wall.
There's another turn.
Yeah.
I've likened it to like one of those puzzles where you have to move the pieces around to make the picture, but as soon as you think you've got it, and you're like, oh man, now I have to go backwards 3 steps to try to get one more step forward. That's what we've been doing. And
it's a lot of doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what and this is maybe not good comfort, but what I said to you was, you've been in an absolute mad dash to the starting line.
Yeah. Right.
Like, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually, it's terrible comfort.
That's horrible comfort. It makes me sad just hearing that.
Right.
I like when we can give bad examples though sometimes too.
How are you sustaining yourself right now? How are you? Where are you finding energy? Where are you finding purpose?
It has been tough. It has really been tough. I will say the best part about all of this has been what a team Amy and I have been.
That's so
and
good.
yeah, I've shared this with you guys a little bit here and there, but like, oh my gosh, like there have been times in our marriage where, you know, when things happen, we are not great comfort for each other. We are not, you know, we're both like, our anxiety gets the best of us, and we are often.
And that's almost
in
like
an
the
argument.
magnets pushing apart.
Yeah,
But right
right.
now you feel like those magnets are being
Yes, I have like leaned into that aspect of it and everything, and she has too. And I mean, so that's where I've been going, is with just leaning into the relationship aspect of that.
But and I want to affirm what you're doing even more than the way you think you are, because when you go through these trials and tribulations and these tough times, they don't change you, they make you more of what you are. So it's not so much that you're performing well as a couple now, is that this is evidence that you have been doing the right things.
Yeah.
Like if you guys weren't in a good place and then all this hit, you got no shot.
Right,
You have
right.
no
Yeah.
shot.
I
So you
can't
guys have
suddenly
been-
say something's wrong. Now let's do
let's
a
work
really
together.
good. Yeah,
Let's
right.
be here for each
Let's
other.
undo all of the bad patterns and
Right.
So it's also and or more a celebration of the work you guys have been doing lately than your performance recently.
Right. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thanks for putting it that way. So yeah, I mean that's where we are, and we're moving forward. And honestly, we're finally at a point where we feel like things are starting to settle down, and we really can start taking some calmer steps forward without worrying, you know, what's going to knock us sideways. Where's the next hidden thing that's going to pop up. So hopefully, you know, I'm not jinxing myself right now, but you know, we're starting to feel better.
When you also flex you grow your, I don't even want to call it, your stress muscle. When you first have a kid, you're like, I've never been this tired.
Right.
And then you get a little bit better. Then you have a second kid, and you're like, oh my gosh, remember when we thought we were tired when we only had one kid? And it's the same thing at end of life.
yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, this is the biggest deal in the world. And you're like, all right, that's not. And they're like, oh, they fell, but they didn't break anything. Oh, okay. Oh, we can handle that, no problem. You know,
Right.
And so you get stronger at dealing with this as you go along as well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
or it breaks you.
Nah, I'm ready for anything. Knock on this.
Oh, man.
Nice wooden desk.
Huntsman Projects.
Indeed. Hey, I will share a little bit about Huntsman Projects, and very little. As we know, the deck is done. It's great.
It's awesome.
We got the rest of the furniture delivered. Here's what I would love for you guys to celebrate with me today. And if this isn't adulting or middle-aged celebrations, I don't know what is. But we got the table and chairs and everything, and it came in a 5x5x5 cardboard cube box. And it's reinforced on the corners, and it came with a couple other boxes, and so I threw everything inside these boxes.
I can't believe it was only 5 by 5. Like, that's a lot of stuff.
It was in there. It was in
amazing.
there. There was also another box that had the table top.
Was the couch in one piece?
The couch and the chairs all came in, and the table, except for the tabletop, all came in one box.
I know,
all together.
But was is the couch one piece, or did you have to put it together at all?
No, it was one piece.
Just wow.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's in one box.
It's enormous. The
It's
couch is
gigantic.
enormous.
It's like, imagine just boxing up your living room just
But
in
it's
one
bigger than
big
a living
box.
room
the,
couch.
the
Like,
couch
it's just
is like two couches.
It's like
put
those
together.
little. It's like those little dinosaurs that come in those little capsules, and then you put them in water, and they
that must be what they did.
That's,
Yeah.
that
That's
has to
exactly
be-
what it
it's,
is.
Drop
dude,
that
it's a
box in
mega
water.
couch, man.
It's got to be 9 feet because you were laying on it and didn't touch
Oh,
either
you don't
end.
touch.
Yeah,
No.
there was
There's
3 of
plenty
us
room.
on it.
He's like 8
and
feet tall, and he didn't.
I know.
So 5x5x5 cube. That not only that, but it's reinforced corners. So you know it's a sturdy box. And I put other boxes and all the garbage in it. And so today was garbage day.
Oh, man.
And Joe and I carried it out. I literally
The
had
garbage guy's
dreams.
like, what the?
I was like, if they don't take it, I'm gonna either have to ask Hunter to come back with his truck and take it somewhere.
Hunter
light
would
it
be
on
like, I could
fire.
build something with this.
But and it was gone, and it was.
Yeah.
I've had a pretty good day. It might have been the best part of my day. But I mean, I had a dream that they didn't take it,
Oh,
and I was
man.
gonna have to use like a
I'm
chainsaw
telling
to
you.
cut it up.
Tip your garbage man.
I never see them. They come at like 9 a.m.
Sanitation.
Who's up?
Tip your garbage man.
Sanitation worker.
I put a lawnmower out. I never thought they would take a lawnmower.
No, they shouldn't take a lawnmower. He shouldn't take that. Are you sure it was him? Did you watch him?
Oh, yeah.
He had a TV strapped to it.
I know it was him.
Oh, okay.
He had a TV
My
in the
man.
fridge.
I know his name. I'm not going to mention his name because he's my man.
He had a $100 bill strapped to
That's what he did to his thigh.
Tip your garbage, man. Just saying.
Yep.
That's how I like to start everything out.
We like your sounds, Eric.
And Leah likes my laugh, which was funny.
Right?
I was like, nobody's ever said that to me in my
That's
life.
a nice compliment.
It is a nice
she said
compliment.
You have the best laugh.
But just gonna keep on saying it. I'm excited for this week coming up. We've got birthday trip coming up. We're going away.
Whose birthday?
My birthday.
Oh.
I don't know where we're going. All I know is that we're going disc golfing and we're staying in an Airbnb. And there's going to be no kids. No offense, Ben. Ben's on tech tonight. Ben's not a kid. But when I say no kids, I mean no Maggie. Because I just...
She's like 5 kids in your mind.
Yeah, and like we went away on vacation. Vacation was great. We made great memories and it was fun. But like, you're still always on as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And we're anxious to get away. We're excited to get away. And be free a little bit. I don't want to say free. I don't know what the right word is, but
unencumbered.
What I mean. Yeah, right. Enjoy it while it
because
lasts.
kids can be cumbersome.
So that's something I'm really looking forward to. The other thing that I've been doing in the past couple days is our friend Luke, who is sat at this table.
Mm-hmm.
He is wrapping up what they call the garage mahal. They've built this. They've built this garage.
It's a win already.
Yeah.
This garage is huge. It's taller than their actual house.
Yeah.
It fits 4 cars with room to have a workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second floor of it is like a living area. They have a full kitchen,
Little loft area.
It's not even like a loft area. It's like
a second floor.
Yeah, it's a full-fledged apartment. Like you got a full bathroom, full kitchen, bedroom, living area.
Is it a renovation or did they build it?
He built it from the ground up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like you do.
And the one thing that he has always wanted is a golf simulator. So, and I was like, man, that's awesome. And
Disc or ball?
Well, it's a ball golf simulator. And he was talking to me about it. And I was like, dude, can I help you research this tech? And he was like, that would be amazing. Because I love researching this stuff. I'm telling you, we are in the thick of it. I am so excited for this thing. I've been talking to Kate. I'm like, how much do you love Luke? How much money can we spend on this thing? Because you can spend some money. This thing's going to be awesome. I'm going to build a specific computer for this thing. Like, it's going to be, I'm so excited.
So
and I'm not even a ball golfer.
You're not buying it, you're designing it.
I'm basically designing it and creating it and then going to help them put it together.
But then you're going to patent it.
No.
There is software out there that
There is software. Yeah. That's one thing that's kind of been that I'm trying to figure out. There's software that, like for instance, there's the Golf Club 2019 that has evidently like 150,000 golf courses on it. It's crazy. It's $950. That's for the simulator version of that game, and that's the software that would run. But then, and that seems like the best value from what I've seen. And then there's, I think it's called FPX 2020, which is $3,000.
Wow!
Just for the software.
Just for the software. I think it's 12 courses that you get.
And you're talking about like actually holding clubs, real clubs.
Yes. This will
swinging, hitting a real ball.
Yep.
So you clearly need cameras and sensors and
there's a sensor. There's a couple different ones, but the one that we're specifically looking at is on the ceiling and mounted on the ceiling, and then it analyzes your swing. It'll measure your ball spin. It measures everything. It's unbelievable. It's really, really cool. Bushnell actually. So I'm trying to figure out like good, better, best in terms of like their budget and what they can do. And the mid range is the Bushnell, which is recognized by the disc golf rangefinder.
Let's see how it plays out, Eric.
We could, but it's funny.
Nice.
It's funny because like the Bushnell, it's like a mid grade one. It's like $4,000 for the actual like equipment, the hardware that you need to measure your swing and your ball spin and everything. On top of that is the $3,000 software. Like, we are in it, and I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun spending other people's money. It's great.
That's the best money to spend.
Sometimes a good feeling. Yeah.
And I love it. I love doing this. I love finding the best and like figuring it out. Like I kind of wish that was my job. Like
Yeah.
if I could do that for a living, like what do you need to do? I'll figure it out.
That's awesome.
Why
Yeah.
don't you make that your job?
Good, maybe someday.
Can't wait till they get a good disc golf simulator.
I was telling Luke,
Why don't we make one?
Right?
I was telling Luke, I was
We'll
like,
spend
by the time we're
Eric's
done,
money.
I'm somehow gonna figure out that we can throw discs at this thing, and it's gonna figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, but there's
It's a great market for people who love a sport that you don't have to pay to play.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny. It's funny. I'm messaging Kate. I'm like, think of the money that you're gonna save. Like, you'll never have to go to Top Golf anymore.
No, you don't have to go to Top Golf.
No.
You'll still want to golf.
You'll still want to golf, but you can practice.
like
your
in the
swing.
winter?
But in the wintertime, when
Yeah.
everything's shut down, you want to play Pebble Beach? Sure, let's go play Pebble Beach.
Because ball golf, you can't do that in the winter if it's
No,
snowy. You can
no.
disc golf.
Yeah,
though.
you
You can.
So that's been a lot of fun, and it's just something different that it's just been neat. I like it.
We should make
Well,
a
and
website.
But that's great because you, like you said, besides work, you need something. You need something that you can get some traction, that you can get your, a mental break and
Something
distraction.
that's not work, something
Right.
that's not every day to
That
day.
is a big one.
This is a big one. I'm
Man,
excited.
that's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of energy there.
That's fun. What else is fun is my kids up at summer camp.
Yeah, they are.
And Lex and I dropped them off on Monday evening, and we've had a couple days. But it was funny because we got in the car, and I was like, all right, no kids. Well, it's not going to change a whole lot because my kids right now are just
Pretty independent.
Pretty independent. Like I might not see Abby till like 4:00 in the afternoon because they're off school. While they're off school,
Yeah, you're working there.
I'm working. They're just doing what they're doing, and so it wasn't this woohoo. We get this whole week without kids,
Yeah.
because we're kind of past that stage, and
Yeah, you're in a different season than I
I
am.
really enjoy that. And I've missed them, and
Aw,
it's
yeah.
there's been times where I'm like, it used to be up until somewhat recently where a lot of times if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Even my family, like I would go on work trips, and I would leave for the airport, and then it would be like 8:00 at night, and I'm in the hotel going, oh, I have a family. I should probably text them or call them. And then
within the same day, to be fair.
and then there's times where we go on vacation and I completely forget that we have animals. Like we have a dog, and it just goes completely out of my mind. But this week and I think it's good and healthy. There's been a couple times where I'm like, oh, my kids, I wonder how they're doing. So
yeah, that's typically a good
that is
thing for a
nice.
parent to experience.
yeah, I sound like a psychopath right now.
Well, more like you were a psychopath.
Sociopath. Let's,
True.
Some kind of path. I'm on some kind of path.
You are.
Heading towards a better path.
Heading towards a better path. I hope we all are doing that. We over the weekend we had a party at my house. My mom put together, and she's been in touch with a guy that was in the Iraq War back in the mid 2000s, and there's this. I think it was through the Wounded Warrior Project, or she basically supported this soldier. She would, sponsor this kid and send him gift boxes and things like that, and keep in touch. And they've kept in touch ever since then. He lives, close to us now, and they drove in from out of town. And the unfortunate thing was that we were supposed to be this fun pool party, and it was
Great
just
weather.
blah on Sunday, just rainy and cool. But what was fun about that is we even with that, we were able to move inside, and it was a good time, and just because of the quality of the people, so that was fun. And he raises, they have chickens too, and I was talking to him about when the chickens die, I was like, I don't think we can eat these chickens because Abby's named them and they're like pets. He's like, well, you can't eat them anyways because they're too old.
Right.
He's like, with the chickens you eat are usually 3 to 4 months old. Like, any chicken that you eat, chicken wings, whatever, they're like 3 to 4 month old chickens. These girls are a little bit older, so that kind of, I was almost like, phew, I don't have to make that decision now whether we're going to eat.
How
these
long does a
things.
chicken live?
I was actually
Between
I was
5
wondering.
to 8 years, if everything goes right, but they're very susceptible to a lot of things. Like if they get wet, they could develop a cold and die. Like there's a lot of things the chickens can die from real easily. They also live in our yard, and even though they're in the coop, man, I still have these visions of coming out and just seeing slaughter,
Coyote.
But knock on Huntsman projects. That hasn't happened yet. But I thought it was interesting about not being able to eat the chickens after a certain age, because I like to eat food, and food is what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Wow. That's what you like to call a segue.
Teeing it up.
So we have had a lot of podcasts recently. We've had a lot of guests. We've had some pretty heavy topics and heavy guests. Huh? I mean, Abby, huh? She's pushing.
Man,
Remember her?
She's so serious.
what a weight.
Yeah, pushing 35 pounds.
Oh, that kind of heavy.
But we just wanted to lighten it up. We founded this podcast talking about life and talking about celebrating life and food and that kind of stuff. And we've let food go by the wayside. So we figured we'd bring it back and talk about the very best of food.
Bring it
And-
all the
and
way
we
back.
opened it up to whatever you wanted to talk about. Any food, we put it online, we talked to family, we talked to friends, put it out on the social medias, and we got some responses, and so we organized them. And we're going to lead it off with people's favorite restaurants. And I mean, how do we not lead off with anybody other than Sally Herr?
Yeah.
Sally said her favorite. Now, this could have gone into the food category, like simple foods, but she said Ruth's Chris Steakhouse for her is the best steak and the best food, which I will immediately retort and say it is one of the best. But
I've never been.
Your place out in Indiana?
yes, sir. Well, as far as Ruth's Chris go, I've been there twice, and the first time was close to equal to the best steak I've ever had. The second time, it was just not good. I mean, Rachel's we sent back. Mine
Send
had
it
some
back.
big gristle lines in it, and it was
Ooh.
very disappointing. It was very disappointing.
Yeah.
My place is Yanko's Little Zagreb's. I sent you guys pictures when we were there just a few weeks ago, and
It looked
again,
amazing.
I had a porterhouse, and it was I think $54, which for a steakhouse like at
And
Ruth's
right
Chris,
now?
that's $80.
And-
Easy
Yeah.
$80.
And you hadn't been there in years.
25 years.
And so the pressure was on.
I
in your
told our
mind.
server,
Yeah.
I said, this was the best steak I ever had 25 years ago.
I wanna
said, I
go.
measure every steak against it. You cannot disappoint me. Okay, take care, bye. and Bella's Burger was $20.
Oh.
And it was the biggest burger she's ever seen, and it was unbelievable. So that was hers.
That's awesome.
Christina Madden, dear friend, so instrumental in our days with Trey at Children's Hospital, and just a big friend of ours. Los Cabos in Lawrenceville. I've never heard of it.
No.
She said best Mexican anywhere.
I thought it was Italian.
Nope, because she
Interesting.
said chicken fajita salad. So
There are so many places down there. It would take a while to hit them all. So that's, I mean, there could be 20 other restaurants from Lawrenceville that somebody mentions that as their favorite,
but
probably.
she also said just down the street from Children's Hospital. So I
so
wonder if
up
it's up
there.
on the. I don't know.
Yeah, up top.
I mean, you can go down the street and end up in the heart of
Oh, yeah,
Lawrenceville.
not on the main strip.
My man John Price of Murraysville, the best Thai food ever.
This is great.
Where else but the Thai Cafe in Stornoway, Scotland, on the Isle of Lewis, the Outer Hebrides.
Aaron Gobra.
Good old Phyllis Johnson.
What?
I know, that's Irish.
Okay.
Oh, pretty much the same, right?
Yeah.
Not to a Davidson.
Okay.
We're Scottish. You know.
Scottish, Irish, they're all issues.
Well, that's true. That's true enough.
It's almost like a Dutch.
But this is great. Don't you love when, like, the Thai cafe in Scotland, like, it sounds so funny when you read that. Of course, we wouldn't blink an eye if we said Thai cafe.
I feel like that's something
on-
Michael Scott would say.
Right.
Like, oh, my favorite, you know.
What is more likely, best Thai food being in Scotland, or the best Scottish food being in Thailand?
Interesting.
I feel like it's more of a challenge for Scottish food in Thailand.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
So you're saying that the chefs in Thailand aren't as versatile?
No, they just don't have all the stuff available to them for like a similar Scottish dish.
And less demand, to be very honest.
Right. I feel like it would be harder to get and I feel like it would be really expensive.
I think it's also more of a challenge for anybody of any other culture to throw on a kilt and pull it off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are you just trying at this point for the
I'm not. I'm saying no. I'm just saying. You go into like a Thai in Thailand, a Thai restaurant, but they're all wearing kilts and serving Scottish food. I think that would be a challenge.
I don't even think I would. I've had Thai food. I don't know that I would know if something was the best.
Yeah,
I love like
Lamp.
like chicken Thai, like with the coconut
Curry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's so good. But I feel like the thing about Thai is they make. I don't want to say simple food, but like it's simple food, but they make it fantastic. Like they do things with food that like you don't see like other cultures do. Like it's so good.
Don't you wonder like what's authentic and what's not though? Like I always wonder that.
Sure.
Like you go to a Chinese restaurant. Like I've heard lots of in the know people say that the Chinese we eat is basically like
it's
fast
American,
food
it's
Chinese.
American
Yeah, it's like
Chinese.
Americanized
It's
fast
like
food
Taco
Chinese.
Bell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like to Jay's point, like how do you know if it's the best Thai?
I feel
How do you know? You'd have to have something really
Eat a lot of
authentic. Well, yeah.
Oh, dude, if you're eating Thai food in Scotland, you must know your Thai food.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the only place he's ever had it.
Yeah, dude. Because like if you're in Scotland, you're like, you know what I want in Scotland? Thai. Like that. No, you don't say that. Like that's
Certainly visitors wouldn't.
Right.
Maybe if you're Scottish, you're sick of all the haggis and the.
I feel like though, like the Thai restaurants are more so. The Thai restaurants are more authentic than like Chinese restaurants with like the General Tso's chicken.
Yeah.
Or lo mein
Have you guys
or
had
whatever.
Thai by Boris down in Verona?
Yes, that's
good.
one of Amy's
Yeah.
favorites. Yeah.
It used to be something else, and Lex and I went there a lot before it changed
I think it was
ownership.
Thai place.
Whatever it was really great, and the atmosphere is great, and it
Yeah.
seemed to be incredibly authentic.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Good old Phyllis Feeney Johnston said Pasta 2 in South Park, which I've never heard of.
I've never heard of that either.
Best Italian food, and the fish sandwich is huge. Imagine that in Pittsburgh, a fish sandwich being
Boy,
huge.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have to research this because it's pasta 2 TOO.
TOO.
So there must be
Pasta.
just a
No,
pasta.
It's a lot of pasta.
No, they
Pasta
have pasta
also.
2.
Oh, they have lots of things and
Pasta
pasta
too.
Wonder what
too.
Ashley Cesarato, who was a guest on here, is thinking right now as we talk
She should
to
be
her.
a guest tonight.
Yeah,
Oh,
she should be. She should be watching live on lunchtimeinrome.com/live.
We also should talk about best fish sandwiches when that time comes around.
We just, no, I guess, okay. Janet Amato, Woodpeckers in Upper Burl. You'll have to check that
Oh
out.
yeah, I've been there.
Wait, what's the
Not
difference
Lower
between...
Burl.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I've only been to Lower Burl. I don't know.
Is Upper Burl by where Penn State New Kent
Yes.
is? So we've driven past it. I looked at it and I said, yeah, what's that place all about?
Yeah, I've been. They had something unfortunate happen there recently, but it's a good place that I've been to.
The one that we went to,
Yes,
and you were there too, Jay, right?
No. It was we went there for a Tyler thing. Tyler, like some of us from Tyler got
I'm
together.
thinking of a different one.
Tyler Mountain Water.
It's that place in the middle of nowhere, and it's
Oh yeah, no, that's
What's
over
that-
like
what's that called?
Past I can't remember. Dude, Harmerville, but it's like out Springdale out that way.
no,
West Deer. Yeah, it's
no,
Fox Chapel.
no,
Yeah, it's out that way.
This is fun.
no,
You drive through Harmerville.
no. It's not Harmerville. I'm telling you, it's not Harmerville.
Cheswick.
It's called like 1786 or something like that.
You're talking about the one that's like in the house,
Yes.
and there's like the
Up
big
in
yard.
Saxon.
Oh yeah, Hartwood Acres.
Yeah, the one
That area.
the one out
That's
past.
what you told us.
Oh no, that's
Different
I
one.
don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other one.
The one where you have to go down through Harmerville and
I'm
get
telling
there.
you, man.
Dude,
Okay, you look
So,
up. You
moving
find,
on,
You need
Janet,
to
I
find
don't
that
remember the
restaurant.
name. I don't
Janet's a
remember.
big fan of Pasqualino's,
Yeah.
or excuse me, Pasqualino's Pizza Palace, and that's how you know she's
Oh,
old school
man.
Penn Hills.
Pizza
she calls
Palace,
it Pasqualino's
Yeah.
Pizza Palace.
Their
That's
subs
right.
are so good,
Yeah,
and
they are.
their stuffed shells are amazing.
She said spinach stuffed shells.
She
Yeah.
made a mention of Pasquale's also, and that takes me back. There is a unrelated Pasquale's in Titusville where I grew up,
Never heard of it.
I've never
and
heard of
oh my gosh, talk about like, and it's probably just nostalgia, but like that is where we would get our Italian hoagies growing up. That's just what that's just what we did, right? And it was I ate the simplest, like it's hoagie with Italian meats, lettuce, tomato, no dressing, no nothing, and yet that was such a brilliant taste to me. Like, it's so simple, but like the nostalgia of it. I can go back there today.
Have you had it?
Yes.
Have you?
Oh my goodness.
It's still that good.
It's still the same.
Because
I
things
love
are
it.
often different when you get older.
Right.
When I was
love
first
it.
coach at Penn Hills, I took my girls up to Gannon University to the Family First. No, we weren't a Family First. Or were we? Doesn't matter. We had a volleyball camp, and Ron Kitsko was my assistant coach. And I drove all the way into like Waterford or whatever, which is up there,
Sure.
to find a sub when we had this break. And we got like a chicken sub and an Italian sub. We ended up as coaches 45 minutes late for the next session because that sandwich was that good. We sat there, we kept cutting in smaller and smaller bites. And they're like, coaches were like, hey, you guys are fine. You're fine. And like to this day, I never see him anymore, but when I do, we go, that's Sammy. Oh, that's Sammy. It was so good.
Oh, that one.
There we
No,
go.
no.
The boys found it.
No. That's different than what you were describing. 1844.
It's a lot different than
It's about 70 years.
1786.
Yeah, it's a whole different century.
I thought you were talking about the little time. We'll talk about it later.
We're going to talk about, because what I'd like to do is after we mention everybody else, I want to talk about ours.
Sure,
So
sure.
let's do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Aunt Pat pointed out Casbah, which a lot of people love on Highland Avenue.
Yeah.
Anything. She also likes their drinks. That's another episode. There, Aunt Pat, slow your roll there.
Happy hour.
And I want to point out our boy Paulie Lama.
Oh, Paulie.
He wrote the nicest story about he and Heidi being in England, and they stayed at this 5-star hotel, and there was a rainstorm,
caught
and
in a
they were
rainstorm.
underdressed, and they had great clams and creme brulee. And do you know what the name of that 5-star hotel restaurant was?
I don't know if Paul
Nope.
does either.
He don't know either. He had the longest response with the least information.
That is classic Paul, and I love it.
Love
I
Paul.
love it.
Hey, Paul, what was the name? I don't know.
This guy's wearing shorts. So, what about you guys?
Okay.
Best restaurants?
Yeah, I have a few. And they're all equal because it's just like different,
Different
cuisine.
moods you're in.
Right,
different,
right.
Yeah.
So there's Heartwood Restaurant and Whispers Pub, which is kind of Fox Chapel area. That place.
That's what I was talking about.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the one
It's
you're
the
talking about.
XY graph of value, but
Yes.
also taste and experience.
If you want to take somebody on a date and not break the bank, that is the place to go.
Yeah.
The food is amazing, and
Yep.
yeah, it's awesome. They
And
do
it's a
everything
lovely.
great.
It's a lovely house.
The atmosphere is great,
Yes.
and the bar is cool.
It's a big house, right?
It is a big house, and then like
with lots and lots of room.
yeah, but the bar is like an Irish pub. They got outside seating. It's just so good. And then Rachel's Roadhouse.
Oh, all the way up there.
up in Mercer,
near,
PA.
Near Vallant.
Just their steak tip croissant sandwich, just unbelievable. And 1844, which is the one I was thinking of with
1844,
Brian.
yes. I know,
which you guys turned us
that
on
is out
to,
in Leechburg,
which I
yes.
would like to go visit again. I remember I've never been so excited about carrots in my life, and I could have just ordered more carrots. Like, they were so good.
The blackened swordfish.
Oh yeah, dude! Like the meal, the two meal. I think we've been there twice.
I believe you have. I remember hearing two different stories.
Yeah, because there was you were there once, right?
Never.
You
we
were
gotta go
there,
there.
and you were
We
there.
got to go then.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Because we've been there twice, and I can't. Dude, those carrots.
Chris?
I can't.
So
Never been excited about
I,
carrots.
I couldn't live with myself if I didn't make mention of probably my favorite Ocracoke restaurant, because
Ever
fresh
heard of it?
seafood, right? But fresh seafood, I mean, there's no fresher than on the coast, and for just a good classic fish sandwich with the most amazing view, you got to go Smack Nally's. Smack Nally's has
It's a great name too.
right? Oh,
Yeah.
it's just a hangout. It's all outdoors. You're just sitting like on the docks of the bay, and you are just like immersed in the beauty with this delicious fresh seafood in front of you. So
It's the Sharkies of Ocracoke, but better.
I was gonna say I can hear Mary Lynn going Sharkies, Sharkies.
Nice. Yeah, just that is like it's all around like experience, like that
Yeah.
atmosphere and everything.
Atmosphere definitely plays into it.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Locally, I'm gonna go with a couple of things. Well, besides, I mean, look, I could go Mohan's.
I was gonna do Mohan. Like
love-
we got to call it Mohan.
Right, we got to call out Mohan's because they are
We were
our
just
local
there this week.
like most popular,
It's just
Penn Hills.
It's default.
Right. It's so good. In fact,
Is it so good?
I think so. I love it.
I mean, honestly, like, it's not. I mean, it's not. I'll be honest. It's not like any of the restaurants that I mentioned, but like every time I go, I'm satisfied.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I've never like
For sure.
Their burgers
sure.
are so good. I love their burgers.
Well, and Ben's over here nodding because he claims they have. And he is a
Their burgers are
burger
great.
aficionado, and that's his favorite burger he's ever had.
But I love walking in there because it definitely is a time machine. It's a time capsule of a Penn Hills era.
Yeah.
That's very distinct, and I was in there this past weekend, and I was sitting there waiting, and I just looked around and went, I'm looking around right now. It's happening. This is real. But it's one of these moments where in 2 years, if it closes, or 5 years when it closes, you're like, I just wish I could go back into
Why are you doing
Mohan's. I'm just saying, but it's like what?
Why are you
Like
speaking
how many
that-
things? How many things in
Words
life?
matter.
How many things in life though, where you're like, I just wish I can go back and breathe that air. I'm like, man, I love that.
Yeah. That's awesome. That nostalgia, that feeling
there's
that
part
in
of
your
me.
heart.
There's part of me that wants them to update stuff. I'm like, just
Yeah.
keep it.
No,
You got to keep it like
Yeah.
that.
I got to
Carl-
throw in one. I'm sorry. Go
Carl's Tavern
ahead. Oh, there you go. There's another one.
Oh, Carl's.
ruined themselves.
Aw.
Now they're millionaires now, but with the old Carl's Tavern
Old
before they
Carl's.
renovated,
Yeah.
that was a place to
Oh
go.
man, the
See,
smoke, the cigarette
well,
smoke,
and the signs
and-
of they had their drinks on big like cartoony signs, and the sizzling steak for $2. It was
Yeah.
like $7.95. It was a piece of crap steak just sizzling as it came up and filled the whole room.
But
now
I
they
like-
serve good food.
with Carl's though, you could still walk into the old part of the restaurant and still get one of those little nook
Yeah.
booths or like the bars,
Especially
still
in
the
the bar
same.
area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
And now that Rivertown's gone, Carl's probably has my favorite fish sandwich.
Yeah, that's
R.I.P.
It's good. It's good.
I got to throw out one real quick for Amy and I. Sort of local restaurant. It's a pair of restaurants actually that we have just come across in recent years. There's Parc Bruges and
yes.
Point Bruges, and they're sort of Belgian French.
They're kind of bougie.
Yeah, Bruges, and it's something different, but they've got really good drinks, really good
Is that
food.
like Highland Park?
Yes, there's one in Highland Park,
Yeah,
Parc Bruges, and then there's
Keystone.
one in Point Breeze. Point
Truffle
Bruges.
fries is what they're known for.
Yes, fries. We get their they serve their fries with mayonnaise, which I think is a French / Belgian
Canadian
thing, and that's probably where they get it, French Canada.
No,
And
it was in Pulp Fiction.
there you go.
Right.
That's probably where they got it. is
Royale
from the-
Mayonnaise.
But they'll serve their fries. They come in with mussels, so you can get like steamed mussels and fries with. And you think, oh well, that's it. It is so.
You said Belgian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Love it.
That sounds good.
I got a couple, write them off real quick. Sammy's, R.I.P. Sammy's used to be one of the best corned beef or roast beef sandwiches. They were down in on 9th Street, down in downtown. I used to go there all the time when I was down at art school. All right, but they just closed this past year. They had a bunch of locations. But that was the last one. We went down during like the last week, and there were like the line was out the door around the
I
corner.
think I remember seeing that on the news or something.
Oh man, it was so good. Pub 333. I want to give that a shout out because like that's a great spot. They've got some good stuff.
It is a great spot.
Absolutely.
Although I will say I'm disappointed. They don't have they had the best bologna sandwich.
Oh.
The best bologna sandwich.
Was it made out of mortadella?
It was not,
Then it wasn't the best.
but that's a mortadella sandwich.
Fair.
And they took it off the
Details.
menu.
Oh.
It was so good.
Well, you should give them a second chance.
No, I've been back. It's good.
Their French onion soup is amazing.
Yeah.
And then food trucks. Like I just there was one out in California. They serve the best like Mexican food. I just love a good food truck because it's almost like rolling the dice sometimes. But then when you get a good one, it's so delicious.
What's the food truck? The taco place Fernando's in Ocracoke?
Oh no! I'm gonna draw a
Humberto.
blank.
No.
Eduardo's.
Ben with the
Is it
save.
still there?
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
it's still
banging-
there. Yeah,
Yep.
it's very good. I like food trucks because they're like it's almost like the independent artists of the food.
That's a good way to put
You
that.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they're-
because then you see a food truck of like a major restaurant, and you're like, get out of here.
Yeah, right.
Get out of
Yes.
here with your
Yeah.
fancy-
I wanna
You
change-
and your
I want something a little more
corporatism.
creative.
Your truck's too clean. Get out of here.
So, that is closing it out on restaurants. But sometimes some of our responses were just simple meals.
Dan L. He loves the chowder at Moe's along the Oregon shore.
Moe's.
Like,
You
are
know
you
who
guys
Dan L is, don't you?
I do.
Dan
Yes,
Leopold.
he holds
Oh,
a
all
special
right.
place in my heart.
Yeah, he sent you whiskey.
Yes, he did.
Rye, I apologize.
And
Got hot
we
dogs
hung
with
out
him.
with him at Cape May, New Jersey.
We bonded over
I couldn't
peanut
believe
butter.
you didn't talk about their hot dogs.
Oh,
I want to know if
Those hot dogs were legit.
Those were good.
and it was fun. That was a fun place.
Sorry, I want to know if West Coast chowder is different. I wonder if it's different.
I would say it's probably not.
Okay.
I would say chowder. I mean,
'Cause there's like the
sure,
Manhattan
there's
chowder,
regions.
and
It ain't
then
no
there's
Manhattan.
chowder.
Get outta
Is it
here,
the
Rick.
red or the white?
Right.
Yeah, we're not.
I hope
doing
it's the
that.
white.
I like it's so funny. You think about along the Oregon shore, like I can see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you get steaming
Yep.
cup. It's a little rainy.
Yeah, there's cliffs and
Big trees.
large waves. Yeah. Ken Mason. I'm sorry, Kerry Mason.
Oh, Carrie.
Poutine at House of 1,000 Beers.
Nope.
So that's French fries and gravy.
No.
cheese curd.
Oh,
House of 1,000
minute,
Beers
what am
down
I
in New
thinking
Kent.
of?
Poutine is
I thought it was part of a goose or something. What am I
No.
thinking of?
no, no. It's
No.
it's poutine is it's great. No, you're right. It's gravy. What am I
Yeah.
thinking of? The cheese curds.
Oh no. Now we're all confused.
poutine, Quebec French, is a dish French fries and cheese curds topped with brown gravy.
Oh,
yeah,
there
we're
it
both
is.
right.
Well, that actually sounds good. Okay.
House of
Yeah.
1,000 Beers, huh? I might have to go try that. Like, that's so fattening.
It's been a minute since
Have
I've
you ever
been
been
there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Great stop.
When
they
I-
literally
Great stop.
have like 1,000 beers. It's
When I got
it
my
was a lot.
side tattoo, like, I was in so much pain. I was in shock after that. And first thing I do is I go across the street and get a beer at a House of
Oh,
1,000
that's where you were.
Beers.
That's right. Yeah.
That's how I
Little
came
pain.
Yeah,
down.
that's out in New Kensington. If anybody wants to know, like that's a good stop.
Yeah, and then Jeff Kearney says sushi.
Sushi.
Just sushi.
Well, he said he could live on sushi and peanut butter, and he pointed out
Oh.
not at the same
I
time.
was hoping. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a sushi dish.
I
I've
do
not
like.
heard
There
of.
is something about sushi where, like, I don't know. I love the chopsticks. I love sitting down. Like you have the tray. Like there's something about it. I do.
I do like
It's an
sushi.
experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're at Sam's Club, you might have a lady come say, you know what? You're looking at the sushi at Sam's Club, holding it in your hand, and you might have a lady come say,
Giant Eagle.
Giant Eagle sushi is much better. Well, you know what? I'm not going there. I'm at Sam's Club. I'm picking up Sam's Club sushi.
I don't care what you say, lady.
It ain't drive there.
Not that this happened to me, but it happened to me.
Wait, well, how is their sushi? I've never had
It is good.
Okay.
Sam's Club? Yeah, it's real good.
All right.
Any other meals? So these are specific meals within a restaurant,
Mhm.
except for Jeff's,
Yeah.
which is sushi anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Are
We should buy him some sushi.
Well,
Just-
I'll
they're
call
separate.
out, since we're on the subject of sushi, Fun Asian Bistro in Penn Hills. I think we all have said at different times is such a hidden gem.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, so good.
Yeah, they've got all kinds of different. I mean, they're sushi, hibachi, but they go Thai as well, and some Japanese dishes and things like it's good.
I could eat Mexican food. Like if you put me on a desert island and said there's only one type of food that you're ever going to eat again.
And one cuisine.
Rice, beans, vegetable. Like when I was down in Dallas a couple months ago, I ate at a Mexican restaurant every night, and I went back to the same one twice, 2 nights in a row, because I was like, why change it? It's so
It ain't
good.
broke.
Yeah.
When you find something good, why?
Oh,
yeah.
it's yeah, so good.
For meals at a restaurant, I go back to probably Rachel's Roadhouse. Their steak tip croissant sandwich. It's unbelievable.
Pub 333 has a good Cubano. Real good
Yeah,
Cubano.
they don't have a good bologna sandwich.
Okay, we're talking positive here.
Wow, that's why it's at Rachel's.
For my birthday, Amy took me to, speaking of Pub 333, their sister restaurant, The Lot.
Yeah.
And they have all you can eat crabs some night of the week. I think it's Tuesdays. Excellent. For so far from the sea, excellent. And like really.
Oh, you got that Allegheny
That's right there
crab.
by the river.
they pull them right
They
out.
make our way down by the
Their turkey
by the sewer
club.
plant.
Their turkey club is really good too.
Yeah?
Yeah, real good.
Nice.
Catfish crab. It's some of the more delicacy.
Mm.
Oh, and yeah.
So pizza.
We could probably do an entire podcast.
We
on
could
pizza.
probably do an entire podcast on pizza, but Sally wrote in Manco and Manco's. That is in New Jersey, specifically Ocean City, New Jersey, and it is great pizza. It's New York style, thin crust. It's excellent. I agree. It's very, very good. And
Their
then
toppings.
and Janet Amato said Las Scolas.
Yep.
I don't know that one.
I don't know it either.
Oh man, I
That's
want to.
something
She knows
local.
it.
I want to learn. I want to know if it's local. That's because there's a couple local places. I love pizza, and there's a few
It's
places
on 380.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to try that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll have to
How
try
about
that
how
out.
about De La Sal's?
De La Sal's is way up there on the list. It's
Yeah.
definitely in my top 3.
And for those who aren't local,
It's a hole in the wall.
it's
in
not
a
even
garage.
a hole in the wall.
It's a garage.
a
It's in a
garage.
garage.
Literally a garage. Yeah,
On a
You have to
neighborhood
pay with
street.
cash.
cash only.
You have to pay with.
It's Sicilian
You-
style, square, and you can order by the slice, which makes it fantastic, so everybody can get what they
I
want.
forgot about that.
Yeah, you just order what you want.
That'd be
and
fun.
Because I'll do mushrooms and their hot Italian sausage. Oh, dude, it's so good.
And he was my teacher,
really.
Yep.
Mr. De La Sal.
Tony Dalla Sala. And his dad, the one that started it, and then he quit teaching to run the shop. And I think he gave each of his kids when he retired $1 million
Yeah,
from
Wow.
that
they're
stinking
making
pizza
hand,
place.
hand
Really?
over fit, dude.
Well, and
That
plus
thing,
it's-
they
well,
pump
and he-
out money, man.
Wow, the overhead's very low.
On pizza, dude, it's pennies, man.
Yeah.
If you make
he's
your
been
own
there
dough,
forever, and he never
Yeah.
spent it. He was working 7 days a week his whole life,
Yeah.
and just invested it. And
always busy.
not blowing up their spot, and that's what I heard. I don't know it to be true.
Sure.
How about Universal Pizza?
Yeah, I
with
was
their
about to call them out.
gluten-free-
Now, here we
We've
might
talked
be.
about that before.
Are we writing an obituary here? I don't know. Like,
I'm telling
has
you.
anybody gotten Universal lately?
No, why?
I call and no answer.
Oh,
They're so busy.
I had it in June.
Wow.
I had it in June.
We drove by the other day. It's
Looked
dark.
dark. Oh, no.
It's dark, man. And that was pound for pound. That is my favorite
You know what?
pizza.
No. Weren't we doing something and like we tried calling and they were on vacation and
Yeah.
they came back and like
They were
they're all-
hungover. The boy was hungover, and he was supposed to open and
All
whatnot.
right, maybe they were just
Maybe they're on
away then.
vacation.
All right.
It's amazing. I want to get their gluten-free
Right.
dough recipe.
Right, and open up your own dedicated kitchen.
I
just
feel
wanna
like
sell
they
the dough.
could be millionaires if they
They-
marketed their gluten-free
they-
correctly, because
dude,
it is
Don't even get me started.
right. Like it is.
Let's go
Any
get one right
pizza
now.
lover would love their gluten-free crust because
Dude,
it's
it's
just
insane.
good.
It's like if you've had gluten-free pizza, forget everything about that gluten-free pizza.
Yes.
This is pizza. Like
This- yes. Mhm.
and it's remarkable. It's so good.
And I know it's gluten-free because my wife doesn't get sick off of it.
Right. Yeah. Le Lulos would also be a shout out. They have a sweet sauce that's super, super good. They're over in Plum. And my number one pizza in Pittsburgh is Big Jim's in
the Run.
Yep.
Oh,
If
As
you
seen on Food Network.
I was gonna say if
Diners,
you recognize it,
drive-ins, and
it's on
dives.
Triple D. Man, it's legit. That pizza is, it's so good.
I know. Well, I don't know if they still own it. I know the owners. I think they still do. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
the owners.
Yeah.
I know the owners. We're
Dude.
kind of half related.
Right. We gotta go sometime, dude. It's
Absolutely.
I
Where's that
love
at?
that place. It's in the Run.
Where's the what's the run?
So Greenfield Avenue, going down to what's that 2nd Avenue that runs across the river there.
Heading
Oh,
toward
yeah.
Hot Metal Bridge.
If you're headed down Greenfield Avenue, before you like get to 2nd Avenue, there is a hard right turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's back in that. There's a neighborhood back in there.
Oh.
That nobody knows about. That's the Run, and that's where Big Jim's is.
I love that call out or shout out. That's awesome.
Dude, it's so good. It's wonderful. I love it. But those are my favorite pizzas. What about you guys? What's your favorite? Because I know there's also some fans of Beto's Pizza, which has cold cheese on top, which is I know a little.
Oh yeah, Beto's out in like
It's on west side of town.
19. You
Sounds
you
right.
go through the Fort Pitt Tunnel and get
Sure.
off, and it's up that way over
Yeah.
near Banksville.
I'm always over
Yeah.
there. I'm like, there's Beto's.
Yeah, it's good. We had it after hockey.
I
one
like
time.
it. I like it. It
'Cause,
is
like,
it's an
the-
acquired taste. They bake the pizza with all the toppings on top of it, except for the cheese, and
Then they put the cheese on, so the cheese
cold.
is kind of raw.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I did like it. It was good.
Yeah.
I kind of like an oily
top
cheese.
10, but
I like a melty oily cheese.
um,
Jay, you're not a
home-cooked.
big pizza guy.
Nah, but historically I was. I mean,
Yeah,
for me,
so like, what was your favorite in the past?
it's a tie, and it's going to sound funny Because there's pizza and there's pizza. There's chain pizza.
Yeah.
Like last night, we were talking about when I used to work at Pizza Hut in college. And Rachel, who was famished at the time, was like, oh, I could go for a Pizza Hut pan.
And every once in a while, man, you
just
put that
grease.
You ask yourself, like, do I want to slow down? do I want to not do anything else for the rest of the day?
Have I been feeling a little too good about myself? Is my skin too dry? Do I need a 2-inch rim of oil around my mouth? Well, I'm going to get me a pan pizza.
That crust can be so good.
Shelly pie.
Oh, Shelly pie.
Yeah, you gotta have.
How
Yeah.
could I forget?
Shelly pie.
Which I
Yeah.
think, because there is still a Vincent's around, yes, no.
Maybe. I don't know.
Out going out towards East Pittsburgh.
But dude,
No,
I'll
not
take.
that one.
I
I
would
don't
take
think that's
Shelly
gone.
pie over Vincent's at this
Well,
point.
it's just doesn't have the nostalgia. The
doesn't,
the
but
cigarette
dude,
ashes,
it's
the
so
burn
good, dude.
marks. I mean,
Oh,
that
Vincent's,
was classic
man.
Vincent's.
You had to
But
go to
yeah,
Universal
Shelly
for
pie,
that these days.
Here's how much I like Shelly pie. We had a Young Life regional meeting in Monroeville,
that's right.
and we all had to go out. Or not all had to. We got to go out for lunch, and like, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? And it's a big convention. There's people everywhere. I was like, I got it.
Yeah.
Just go over the hill down into Turtle Creek.
Yeah, that's right.
And we went in. There was almost nobody there, and I took them to go get Shelly Pie pizza while I had a Shelly Pie is the name of the restaurant, steak salad.
Sure.
And I sat there and watched them eat the pizza.
You're like, tell me how it is.
I just rejoiced, and they were
Yeah.
like, "I feel so bad." I'm like, "No, just take another bite, man. Take another bite. No. Dip the crust in the grease. Yeah, that's what you do right there." I'm like, by the way, the poop is going to be so clean, you won't even need toilet paper. Man.
Oh
It's
my
just coming
gosh.
out. Sorry, too much.
Too much.
So yeah, to me, that's the best.
That is amazing.
Okay, so Jason said it's Bentos. I didn't know it was Bentos. I thought it was Betos.
Bentos.
Bentos. There is a badge in Mount Lebanon.
There is a. That's got to be a misprint. Tell us,
Well,
Jason.
anyways,
What's
it's in Mount Lebo.
Mount Lebo. There's a badge in Mount Lebo.
Dear
But yes,
Sally,
a branch? I bet
Branch.
it's a
Oh, branch.
Yeah, maybe, right?
maybe I don't know.
Or
But what Jason know for Mount Lebanon?
I don't
If
know.
it's the Jason I think it is.
But dude, Shelly pie.
Shelly pie.
Wow. Shelly pie. Let me say it
Shelly.
right.
Yeah, sorry,
oh,
Shelly
so
pie.
good.
So such good pizza.
something else that gets people home cooked
Mm-hmm.
or ethnic dishes.
It is Betos. Thank you.
that they,
Could be.
family dishes that they grew up on or have created themselves and all these kind of things.
He's already moved on, man.
No.
Oh no, what's happening?
He just said, sorry, spell check. It's Betos or Betos. Is it Betos or Betos?
The Minions call it Betos.
Okay. Tomato. Chris, go ahead.
So, and this is quite a few people chimed in on the home cooked stuff. So, Brian's mom, Sally, said her turkey. Is that a Thanksgiving thing for her?
Oh, it's also a beach thing.
It's
Yeah,
a
it
beach
is.
thing.
Oh,
It
really?
is pretty much at any time of the year thing that she feels like doing it. And
Interesting.
Let me ask you this.
It's so good.
It is good. Let me ask you this though. Growing up, you guys would go to the beach all the time, and she would make that, right?
Mhm.
So, do you tie that taste in with the beach? Because turkey dinner is the last thing I think of when you're at the beach.
Not immediately, but there's times where I'm like, oh, all the dinners we sat around the dinner table with my grandparents. So that'll like at the beach, smelling the beach air. So that'll
Sure.
every once in a while do it, but no, it's much more of a like my mom's turkey dinner. It brings back just home.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And she mentions her dad's ham too.
Pap Feeney's ham was real
There you
good.
go. Awesome. Kathy Natalia says Mike's and his dad's, and you guys are gonna have to help me with this. Pasta Chichi D. What is pasta Chichi D?
It's got a bunch of garlic, onions, celery for the tomato, and chickpeas. Roasted red pepper.
Interesting.
Saute the garlic. She sent the recipe.
Oh, that's
Or a
awesome.
recipe, anyhow.
We can post that.
I
It
can
says
see that.
It makes only one serving if you're making it for Tom. Tom's a big eater.
That's fine.
Jay's sister Mary Lynn says her favorite food memories are related to family, holidays, special occasions, and she mentions her mom's cavatelli.
Which, can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
No idea what she's talking about.
Oh, really? Well, you are the baby of the family.
kinda
Maybe
made it
this
up.
was,
Cavatelli.
No, we used to make, Mom
Mom's
would make, I
cavatelli.
don't even know what we call it now. Cavatini. Not cavatelli. Cavatelli's a pasta. pasta.
Is it?
The cavatelli was the.
I'm
It's like
Googling cavatelli.
it's a loose, basically non-ricotta lasagna. And so
Okay.
you'd make whatever, like pasta wheels, like they look like wagon wheels, and springs, and you put a layer of that, layer of sauce,
Okay.
layer of cheese,
So-
layer of sausage, layer of pepperoni.
Oh,
do
that's
it
not-
again,
yeah.
do it, and then cheese,
That
do it
sounds
again, do it
amazing.
again.
So lasagna without the lasagna noodles.
Cavatelli.
Well, is
Okay.
is a cavatelli made with cavatelli?
It can be. It doesn't matter. You do whatever you want with
Right.
the pasta. So
Maybe
it's,
it is cavatelli.
it's less structural. Like with a lasagna, it's
Yeah.
like okay,
You got a square of it. and, yeah. This is like a spoonful.
All right. No, you don't make it
Cavatelli.
with a cavatelli.
A cavatelli,
Yeah, it's not-
cavatini.
Well, she never made cavatelli. Get out
But
of
that
here.
was apparently for Christmas dinner, Jay, right?
whatever.
She mentions Poppy's flank steak for
Yeah.
cookout.
The man could grill.
Nice.
Mm.
That's
He
where-
once burned some barbecued chicken on the bone, like you do when you're charcoaling,
Yeah.
skin on, and it was like he ruined it. And I've never been able to. It was so good. It was
Oh,
like
wow.
it was like blackened,
Yeah.
but somehow it was still unbelievable.
Yeah.
She mentions your prime rib. Is that more
To be
recent
fair,
Christmas dinner?
it's a standing rib roast. I did not spring for the prime.
Gotcha. You don't have to reveal all that. I mean, you can just
It's a rib roast. I've done it both sous vide and reverse sear.
Mm-hmm.
And a rib roast is a good thing because you get the bone. You just
yeah.
Oh.
And she shouts out. She does a shout out for her husband Bob, the general. I guess he cooks for their anniversary. So anything that Bob makes for any anniversary must be delicious.
I love Bob.
He does go by the handle Bobby Flakowski,
Yeah. That's awesome.
aka the general, aka big guy.
Big guy.
Marilyn Poth, her favorite meals when someone cooks for her. Could be spaghetti, steak, meatloaf, or even a hot dog. But her point is that it's such a good feeling when someone cares enough to take the time.
There is something about that. When
Yeah.
Sweet lady,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, there is something about when somebody makes you a meal, and yeah, I totally agree.
Right.
Because it could be something like that. You're like, yeah, whatever. But like when somebody makes it for you, yeah.
So when we
It's different.
first got married, and I think we had kids at this point, Rachel said, "You know what? It's my job as the wife and the mother to do more cooking." And so she was going to do all the cooking in the house. And well, this is before I really got into it.
I love that laugh.
And what's really cool about it is just the other day, Bella's like, "Remember that baked but fried bread?" No, she goes, "Your baked breaded chicken you used to make." And Rachel's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "We should have that again. It was so
Aw.
good." And
That's
it was
awesome.
cool bringing back that memory.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
an underrated dish that to me is always, and it's potato chip chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, like a
casserole?
Like a casserole with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
potato
Yep.
chips on top. Oh, all
Potato
day.
chips on top, a little cream of mushroom, soup,
Yeah.
I was gonna
celery,
I was gonna go to
almonds even.
I was gonna go to one of my favorites is chicken casserole with Ritz crackers on top. You do Ritz crackers and it's like it's
you
butter.
bougie.
Yeah, it's,
Putting on the Ritz.
Paul Peachy's Tracy Peachy, Paul Peachy's wife Tracy, she introduced that to us, and it's just been with us for 30 years now.
Dude, I'm convinced every casserole has cream of mushroom soup in it.
I think it's a Campbell's conspiracy.
Well, this one's cream of chicken. Yeah, it's a cream
You
of
could
chicken.
probably substitute cream of mushroom.
It's a cream of yeah, you probably could.
And for those gluten-free people out there, you can't use Campbell's condensed cream of mushroom soup because it has gluten in it. But
Yeah.
Progresso
Yeah.
cream of mushroom soup. Now it's not condensed, so I just put it in a little saucepan.
You reduced it.
I reduce it
There
down.
you go.
And just so we don't leave her out, my Aunt Phil said that anything my mom makes is so good. And I will attest
Aw.
that my mom's meatloaf is
Your mom is a good cook.
it's good.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, my mom's
Her
meatloaf.
pumpkin rolls.
Her pumpkin rolls, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to shout out my mother-in-law. She used to make prime rib. She made this dinner. It's got to be in my top 3 ever.
Whoa.
When I first flew out to Colorado to meet them, I'd already proposed to Alexis, but I was going out to finally meet them
Nice.
and bring Alexis home. It was right around Christmas time, and she had prime rib and strawberry pretzel salad.
Oh, I love
Dude, but
strawberry
she made this prime rib, but she made this horseradish sauce that you dipped it in.
Oh, yep.
It was man.
Mhm.
Yes.
And,
yes.
I'm with
and
you,
green
buddy.
bean casserole with
Oh, yeah.
the crumbly,
Onion crumblies.
It's in my top 3 ever.
Dude, I
No
love
offense to my
strawberry
mom,
pretzel
you made some
salad.
great meals, but
It's my favorite salad.
yeah, it's real good. It's the healthiest of them all.
It's got to be.
So besides the pasta cicciD, we didn't get a lot of, shall we say, ethnic varieties. So let's go around to you. You get one dish. It can be home cooked. It can be from a restaurant. Let's go first, Italian.
I'll go.
Amy's lasagna.
Amy's lasagna.
Wow.
Dude, it's so
That's
freaking
awesome.
good.
I don't know, on the spot, like, I mean, I love Italian food, but going with one, I don't know.
Or I would go with stuffed shells from Pasqualino's.
See, for me, I would go with a chicken thigh and hot sausage cacciatore with the tomatoes and the tomato sauce and onions and peppers in there.
We really haven't talked about sausage too much, like Italian
Sausage.
sausage. Like you throw in on game day, you throw sausages into the
So
crock pot.
good. Or just sausage with banana peppers and onions.
man.
Oh, come on. Nothing for
Delish.
All right.
No, I love it all.
Chinese. And I've said about going gluten-free, I said this to Chris. You won't remember where we were. But I said the one thing I miss about being gluten-free is being disappointed by Chinese food. Because, like you get Chinese takeout, you're like, oh, man. You're like, how was it? It was fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's never like, oh, it was the best.
Yeah.
Is sushi Chinese or is that
That's Japanese.
That's Japanese.
Okay.
And I was gonna say is pineapple fried rice Chinese, but I think that's more Thai
Hawaiian.
or something.
Right.
Lo mein. I like a good lo mein.
Crazy. Never had it.
I mean, I do like lo mein a lot. Dude, but it's.
General Tso's is good.
I'm just
too.
going General Tso's. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
I could never
freaking
get
good.
through an order of General Tso's. It bogs me down.
Oh,
after a
dude,
while.
absolutely,
man.
dude. It's like it's like Pizza Hut. Like you wanna slow down a little bit. General Tso's, that'll do it. I'm telling you. But like I've also I don't think I've eaten a whole order of it. It's always like you always have leftovers.
Yeah.
And, then you get
After
excited
Eric
about
gets
that.
done making the disc golf simulator, he's going to write a book about food, and it's called the Slow Down Food Book. Not cookbook, food book.
Dude, yes.
Feeling too good about yourself. Too much pep in your step. Crack open this
For the
book and
days
order.
that you just want to spend the entire day on the bathroom, here's what you're gonna
Are
eat.
you a real go-getter? Do you need to be forced to slow down a little bit?
Have you been feeling too good about yourself? Accomplishing too much? Sabotage yourself with these culinary delights.
Drink that fat off the top of that pizza.
I love fat.
Oh, so good. Chris, what's your favorite Chinese?
I'm also a lo mein guy. Pork lo mein specifically.
Ooh, yeah.
Like that is my go-to.
Yeah, that's
like,
good stuff.
Just yeah.
I'm an old school kung pao. Either chicken or pork.
You like it
get
spicy.
I like the peanut. I like the spice. I like
I do like the peanut
a
sauce.
little bit of bell pepper in
yeah.
there. Or no, maybe it's not even bell pepper. It might be just the celery. Celery.
Celery.
I like wonton soup too.
Mexican.
Uh,
Oh, wonton soup. Yeah.
yeah, wonton soup's a good broth.
Yeah.
With Mexican, it's tough because it's Jim Gaffigan has a bit, and he talks about like what's a burrito? Tortilla with meat, rice,
Cheese and vegetables.
vegetable.
What's a taco?
It's tortilla with meat, cheese.
Well, about an enchilada?
Just bring me something and I'll eat it.
While you think, I will just say, speaking of burrito, I love sitting down at Mad Mex in Monroeville.
Yes. Yep.
A Mad Mex
They've got a great burrito.
That is they have the best grilled chicken too, aside from homemade by Jay. Like for a restaurant, man, that chicken, it is grilled.
That's a really good burrito.
Yeah.
That they have, and I like a good quesadilla, man. Oh, I love a good quesadilla with. It could just be cheese. You could have some steak in there. But and that's gonna fill you up too. That's a good one.
That's Lily's go-to for sure. Cheese quesadilla, man.
Man,
all day.
I might have to stop at Taco Bell and feel like
Feel too good about yourself?
I feel.
How about a chili relleno?
Nope.
What's that?
I don't even know.
It's like a poblano pepper, and then they stuff it,
Oh.
and then they'll do like an egg
Sounds
wash,
delicious.
do a light fry. It's hard to get them gluten free, but
Good
Yeah.
stuffed pepper with stuff like that, and it's good.
we didn't even talk. We're back on the meals. An old school stuffed pepper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, stuff
Mohans.
pepper.
Oh, wait, we'll get to
Mohans
that
again.
back in a second.
Do they have a stuffed pepper?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That's
Excellent.
interesting. Not many places do. For Mexican, dude, it's tough. I will say.
I'm a taco man.
I mean,
Oh, a good hard taco, crunchy taco.
Crunchy, falls apart, but you don't care.
Man.
I do kind of care.
Not like
though.
a poo-poo, frou-frou taco.
No,
I'm
like a-
talking. It'll
Nah.
just...
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'll say this: my favorite Mexican restaurant that I've ever been to is Mexican Manhattan in San Antonio, Texas.
It's a lot going on there.
Where are they? We don't know.
Mexican Manhattan.
Yep,
San
San
Antonio.
Antonio, Texas. My sister-in-law and her family, that was one of their favorite places to go, and it is authentic Mexican. It is so good. The she's probably still alive, I bet, but she's got to be like 90 years old, still making tortillas like by hand.
All I
like,
do is
it's-
make tortillas.
Oh, dude, that Mexican food is like some of the best.
Does she do it
When
in
it's
the,
super authentic, it's just, I forgot about huevos
she make it in
rancheros.
the basement of the Alamo?
It's actually
Just
not far from the
nachos.
Alamo.
Just nachos.
Um,
Good
Just
nachos.
nachos, bro.
Nachos.
Nothing wrong with
I mean,
that.
I would have to go with, if I'm just going straight,
Well, I mean, like your nachos.
I would go burrito. I'm a burrito guy.
Yeah.
Chili Chiles.
Don't know.
Yeah.
You keep saying words.
Yeah.
Mm.
And everybody's
Or
favorite?
tamales. I like tamales.
Scottish.
Do you like organ stuff with meat?
I really don't. I really don't eat Scottish. Sorry, guys. I'm faking it.
Who does? Even
Yeah.
Scottish people don't eat it
I
anymore.
would have put definitely nobody in Thailand. I want to put a new category of a dish that you had growing up that you haven't had in 40 years, 30 years, 20 years.
Okay.
Junk over
And it doesn't
ma-
have to be great.
junk over mashed potatoes.
Oh, I
Dude,
love when you
it's
talk
like-
about
junk
it's
that.
over-
like ground meat gravy, like
Not even
or
great.
like hamburger.
it is
like-
potatoes, just white potato,
Yeah.
mashed potatoes
Yeah.
with just ground beef, like nothing fancy to that
Yeah.
ground beef. It's not even spiced, I don't think.
It's
Maybe
meat
some
flavored.
It's
pepper.
like Salisbury steak ground up.
And then like you concave the top of the mashed potatoes
Well,
and put
yeah.
butter on top. Junk over mashed potatoes. I haven't had it in 30 years. I would devour it and then I would regret it. But we used to eat it all the time.
Texas hash. My mom used to make Texas hash. It's a rice based, but it has whatever kind of meat you want to put in it. I think it was usually ground meat, tomatoes. I don't even know what else she put in it, but it was basically
Love.
just like a mix up. It's
Yeah, I'm trying to think
just
because
like,
like
a
my mom.
casserole stir fry,
Yeah.
Texas-y Mexican thing.
Like almost like a rice-a-roni with nope
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah,
with meat.
I guess so.
Was it spiced rice or just white rice?
It was just white rice.
Oh, then it isn't.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's hard to think of something specific that we haven't had because my mom cooks dinner for us on Mondays, and we've had like some things from my childhood. I don't know.
See, for me, there's a bunch like chop suey. Like, why was my mom making chop suey?
Wow.
And then also city chicken, which is actually pork, and it was on a stick.
Honey steak.
Oh, we have a
Just said city chicken.
see,
What is
Jason.
city chicken? So
It's
pork
just-
on a stick.
It's pork on a stick, basically. And I know, it would be harder. It was so tough. It had to be pork shoulder, and she'd cook it quickly. It would just be like, oh, city chicken. Glop, we called it. Not that.
That's
another
almost
dish.
as bad as junk over.
Junk over
It would
mashed
be,
potatoes.
but it would be shells with ground beef and a tomato sauce and a lot of cheese. So again, it was sort of like another loose version. It was sort of like Hamburger Helper
Yeah.
meets
Yeah.
lasagna meets chili.
And
Man,
you
sounds
know,
awesome.
like,
so good.
We're,
Sounds awesome.
we're
So
talking
good.
about these kind of meals, but like the helplessness of being a parent. Like, oh, I gotta cook again. This is
Wow.
just
Throw this
we
in
have
a-
this
a
stuff.
pan.
Let's do it.
I know.
do it.
I know. Amy growing up, she like her dad would mainly cook, because his schedule just would be the best for it, and they would have like this. Like Monday would be tuna noodle casserole night, and Wednesday, it would be like every night was the same
You
thing.
guys
like,
were into
week
that
by
for a
week.
while.
We got into some patterns like that, but I couldn't do it forever because
No.
it's just it gets monotonous.
Well, Amy's dad seems like the kind of guy that could do the same thing.
I do one thing. I do it
He
well.
worked at MSA for like 42
Then I
years or
move
something
on.
like that. Yeah, amazing. He's a machine.
Let's bring it home with our random and our others.
I like it.
We got Dan L again. Cherry tomato, and he's just again. This is really random. Cherry tomato in Walport, Oregon.
He said, and I stand by that to this day.
In
It was from
1995.
1995.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if 95
It's so
was
specific, it's
a
amazing.
restaurant or something.
It's amazing.
You know that was a good tomato.
Dude, I want to have one of those.
Oh, so that's not a restaurant. That is a cherry tomato.
Yes, he had
from
a cherry
1995. Okay,
That's our boy Dan.
Great.
Utz potato sticks. Mm-hmm. Kathy K popcorn ball. A treat birch beer.
I
He sent pictures
love
of each.
a
There it is right
good-
there.
Yeah. I love a good birch beer.
Never heard of most
Oh
of those
man,
things.
birch beer is good.
I know Utz.
We have our boy Jeff Kearney, who again's rocking peanut butter, and Sally her concurs with
Jif
that.
peanut butter.
Jif peanut butter.
Jif peanut butter.
I actually had to buy Jif
Oh.
peanut butter at Sam's Club today because they didn't have any of the Sam's Club peanut butter.
Are you guys
Ah.
chunky or creamy peanut butter?
Smooth, thank you.
I'll go with either, but
Yeah, I go back and forth.
yeah, like when-
Really? Oh.
Oh,
Well,
chunky
when-
all the way.
like if I was
oh, dude. Eh.
when I was
Heck
out on
yeah.
the road driving and
For
packing
doing
my
what?
lunches, delivering water,
Oh.
packing my lunches, like that was a great sandwich. It just felt more fulfilling.
Sustenance-able.
Yeah.
You know, I
Oh,
have to.
chunky all the way.
But is there anything other than Jif? You go members.
Oh yeah,
Mark.
yeah. That's where I was going.
Oh, yeah.
My-
Members Mark.
for
it's-
me,
I wonder who makes
several
that.
years ago now, we
Oh,
started
Jif.
doing like the natural peanut butter, like the kind that you have
the
to stir.
oils up
Oh,
on
Yeah.
top.
it's too much
and then-
work.
Yeah, but
If you get a
listen,
cement mixer, you can get that stuff loose
I
after a
can't-
while. Drill
I
drill
can't
bit.
eat other peanut butter now and think that it tastes like peanut butter because now this is peanut butter to
Well,
me.
and the other stuff tastes like sugar because that's
Right.
pretty much all it is.
yeah, the
Yeah.
only ingredients.
Yeah.
I don't do peanut butter.
I will say this.
Peanut butter's and
speaking
salt.
of
That's
speaking
it.
of Dan L, the
Why do we call him Dan L just because I wrote Dan L? Dan Leeple.
Dan
L.
Leeple, the peanut butter place in Cape
Oh
May
yeah.
has ruined all. Like he's right. Has ruined all other peanut butter. Like it is the
That is
best
a
peanut
crazy
butter I've
peanut
ever
butter
had.
place.
I
Yeah.
had a friend that went there last year, and I said, "Oh, can you please?"
Did they forget or something?
No, they got it,
I think maybe we forgot to buy something for somebody.
dude. It's the best peanut butter.
Once again, Sally Johnson's caramel corn in Ocean City, and I have to also concur with that. They have their kettle corn, caramel corn. They have a mix. It's Chicago mix with the what is it? The cheese popcorn and caramel corn.
Oh, the
mixed
Chicago
together.
mix.
Yeah, it's so
you
good.
do cheddar and caramel together. I prefer a 2-to-1 ratio cheddar,
cheddar
to
Cheddar
caramel.
to caramel. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm down with that.
Yep.
John Price, best brisket was an American Wagyu brisket from Snake River Farms.
I do want to go backwards.
That sounds awesome.
With our guy John Price, he said that he just found out that it's the best rated Thai food in the entire UK.
Oh,
Wow, okay.
So that's some
all right.
serious
Wow.
Thai because England is known. But he goes on to say that his brother-in-law bought that brisket and asked him to smoke it, and it was the best he'd ever had. It was an honor to smoke that cut of meat and watch his family and friends enjoy such a
Wow.
delicious meat. To which I replied,
That's
that's scary.
a guy after your own heart, though, Jay.
That whole description just makes me want to go out and fire some pistols in the air and say, yeehaw! I don't know. It makes me feel free. John Heckle, my
Yeah.
brother-in-law.
That's right.
Patty melts, Philly cheesesteaks, steaks, meat in general. We see the point here.
I love it.
Steaks, meat in general.
All right, so what's random for you guys? Like just random favorite food.
A good grilled cheese from time to time.
Oh yeah,
Ken's light Italian dressing.
light.
Yeah.
Just the dressing?
I mean, you've
Well,
never
I'm just throwing. You said
mean,
random. I'm just
uh,
throwing things I like out there.
You've said a lot of not manly
That's
things.
my
in
favorite
your-
salad dressing. Ken's light Italian. Yeah,
Wow.
it's real good.
What about Ken's regular?
I'm sure
Too
it's very
heavy,
good
too heavy.
You want to slow down?
How about this?
Slow
A
down.
good steamed artichoke.
No.
No.
Didn't see that one coming,
That's,
buddy.
I'm telling you, that's a couple things. It's random
Yeah.
and it's a childhood thing. My mom would make those every
Okay.
once in a while. And
I do
you,
like
and you dip them in
artichokes.
butter.
Okay.
Now, I'm talking the outer leaves.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to
Not the heart.
You get to the heart, but you got to get to the frizzies.
Yeah.
But you scrape the meat off onto your. It's basically another avenue for butter.
For butter. Yeah.
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 But that's about as random as I can go.
Wow.
Air
Interesting.
fried Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
I made Brussels
get down with
sprouts. Well, it was funny. I got them at 380 auction, And like, because their produce is like, where'd that come from? Like,
Yeah.
they were so big. I'm like, these aren't even sprouts. These are just Brussels.
Anything you make after 10 p.m. at the beach from leftovers.
That's fair.
That's very kind of you.
I'm gonna go cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, yeah.
Man, a good bowl
call.
of cinnamon
But
toast
why
crunch.
wouldn't you? Oh, see, we can do a whole thing on cereal.
I know, man.
Because I thought you were going to go with cinnamon toast.
Crunch.
Speaking of crunch,
This one has the crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Oh, what do you hate your
man.
mouth?
Yeah, I can't
Sometimes.
do Captain Crunch.
Do you
I
want
can't.
your
Do
roof of
you
your
do you
mouth
not
to
like
bleed?
yourself? That's
Do you want
another.
the roof of your mouth to bleed?
All right, if we're going to go old school, we're going to start doing cereal. Honeycomb.
Honeycomb.
big
Honeycomb, just
honeycomb
holding
fan.
on to that milk. And,
yeah.
Cookie
man.
Crisp.
I had a time when
I
I was a
love
kid
cereal.
that
Quisp was a childhood memory ruined. QUISP was
I
like
don't
this
know what that-
alien, and it was like the cereal I had growing up.
Yeah.
And it came back, and I was in college, and I was like, yeah, no.
I went through a phase as a kid. My favorite cereal was grape nuts.
No, dude.
I kid you
no,
not.
dude. You
I
like
kid
Light
you
Ranch
not.
and
I kid you not.
dude, you're
My mom
80
only allowed
80
healthy
year-
cereals.
I got to tell you,
You're great
man.
dressing in
I
light
had-
nuts.
I had grape nuts, and there was a period for like 2 weeks where I enjoyed them, and then
Yeah.
they wrecked my bottom.
That's what
dude.
happened to your
Oh,
colon.
yeah.
That's what old people like them.
You were like,
Oh man.
As a kid, it didn't affect me. You know what I mean? I just like
Dude,
to.
I feel like
little sugar on
you're
top
Like,
there,
hey,
you know.
let's go collect the cinders off the side of the road. Put
No,
some
you gotta let
milk
them
on
soak in milk for like a good
for a half
10,
hour.
15 minutes.
half hour, dude. They're so hard.
Gotta talk about the best cereal. Honey Bunches of Oats.
Honey Bunches of
Honey
Oats
Bunches
really
of
is the
Oats.
top.
Yeah, that's good.
that's our
That's a
top.
good
Our
one.
family's
That's a good
top
one.
ranked cereal.
The only thing, the problem with that cereal is that it's the flakes. I feel like the flakes are tough,
Mm.
and I say that meaning they're not tough. They get soggy.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
oh,
they're tough in
difficult.
a.
It's
yeah.
difficult.
I used to eat so much cereal, I would like go back and forth between Fruit Loops and Trix. You know, you got to mix it up a little
Right.
bit.
They're wildly different from each other.
But they're distinct.
Oh,
in
they're
their
distinct.
differences.
They're very different.
Oh,
I'm
And
just
then
telling you,
I
they're
would
very
come
different.
around the side with a little Raisin Bran action.
Yeah.
And you always know about your bowels when, like, you know how much Raisin Bran you can have before it just whoop, straight on through.
I used to get home from hockey and make this giant bowl of either Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles and watch like a West Coast hockey game at like 12 o'clock in
You
the
talk
morning.
about a lack of texture.
Yeah, oh,
Fruity
yeah.
Pebbles. It's like the milk hits it. It's like, we give up.
All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. We hope that everybody out there is able to celebrate some food with us this evening, and or whenever you're listening. And with that, we're going to wrap up this episode, which is 166. Please, as always, make sure, if you can, give us a like or follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. We didn't talk about it this evening, but while there, you can definitely take our relational needs questionnaire, learn a little something about yourself, and for this episode, for all of us here, thanks for joining us at the table for Lunchtime in Rome.
See you next week.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Ciao.